It's okay. Yeah. Hear you, hear you, and hears me.
Okay.
There you go. You see it?
Okay. Can you hear me now? I forgot to unmute myself. How's everybody doing? I hope I pinned myself. I'm listening. Yes, I can hear myself. Hello, hello, hello. It is pop-up time. I am excited. Woo! Let's do it. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. I am so excited. To God be the glory, great things he has done. So today we have amazing lineup for today. Where am I? Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? Matter of fact, before we even go forward, so I think that two of our Zoom users, they probably need to take their video off so that way you're not going to be seen, because we're going to see you in a minute because we're about to open it all up. And then on top of that, I want you to like it, share it, do what you have to do. Let everybody know that they must come. They must get on this one. It's our first one for this week. It is our first one for Sunday, this Sunday. And of course, you know, as we let you know, we're on every Sunday until the 17th, because we have some amazing people to show you. We want to make sure that you guys see and experience these awesome dreamers, these entrepreneurs who we meet and are able to be a blessing by during the year. And so this is why we do this for Christmas. We are introducing some people to you that I think will be absolutely amazing. I see. Let me turn off my phone. My phone just keeps going ding, and that's my fault. All right, there we go. And of course, my daughter bought me this new case, and it just does not cooperate with me at all. It just does what it feels like doing. All right, let's see. There we go. All right. It's silent. Okay. So, where are we? Okay. So, again, we're just excited for what we have going on. How many of you came out to our Dream Girl 10-year celebration? I hope you were there. I hope you guys stopped in, bought the ticket. I mean, it was amazing. And it was just a blessing to be able to meet with everybody, get with everybody that we have been working with for the last 10 years. We have been doing this, guys, for 10 years. 10 years we have been grinding and dreaming and meeting and networking, and most of all, praying and interceding and just staying on the altar, because you can't dream without praying. You can't dream without God. I mean, you can, but to be successful at this dream, you must be in prayer. You must speak to the Lord. You must spend time with him, you know? And so it's just a blessing to be with all these awesome dreamers. And what I love about it is that we're able to continue to be with them throughout the year, throughout their time, as they're dreaming. And we see the ups and we see the downs, even with myself. We see the ups and we see the downs, but we are blessed. So we have a president, of course, because I don't run this. Cynthia is so funny. I don't run this by myself. I run this with an amazing board, and I want to make sure that I give them a shout out right now. So I want to shout out Dr. Cece, who is our president of our Dream Girl Women's Fellowship. I want to shout out Adele Ben, who is our board member, one of our board members. She's a fantastic board member. And of course, our RN, Lori Abrams Brown, a newlywed. She is also one of our fantastic board members for the Dream Girl Women's Fellowship. This just goes beyond for us. And we are always just so excited. We really are. And we're excited to bring these ladies to you. And we're excited to be a blessing to you guys. It's just amazing. It is just amazing. And so I know I'm going to keep saying amazing because it is. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So I'm going to really quickly get some stuff together here. I don't know if Dr. Cece is available. If you want to pop in and say hello to the people. I'm going to unpin myself. I'm going to unpin myself so we can see you. And matter of fact, I'll pin you. Can we see you? I don't know. There she is! Dr. Cece!
How
Merry
is
Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I love it. I love it. Go ahead and you're our president. We got to hear from you. We got to see what we got to hear from you for a moment.
Well, I'm excited. It seems like this time it came just like that.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Yeah,
for real.
it really did. And so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And don't let Lady Paula fool y'all, because she is, I'm gonna use her word. This is the word for tonight. Amazing. Simply amazing, as Nala would say, my granddaughter. She is a true visionary. Really, she is a true visionary. And so we are super, super grateful for you, Lady Paula.
Oh, praise God.
So she makes it easy, y'all. She makes it easy to be the president of this women's ministry. And so, Lori, Adele.
Yes.
Just what a great team. And of course our pastor, we love our pastor. Woo-hoo. Just saying, we love our pastor.
Yes, we do.
And so Pastor Billy, thank you for allowing us to do what we do, and and it's all for the and we have fun.
Yes.
But truly, Jesus is truly the cornerstone. Jesus is truly the heart of this ministry, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
And Dream Girl, my goodness, it's been a time, and we've done so much.
Yes.
That if
years.
Yeah, and that if we try to capture all the, we're gonna need a serious. We don't need a reel, we need a movie. It's a movie. It's been a lot.
It has been.
It's
been a lot. That's the part that I love. It's like we've really, really continued, like you said, continued the vision. Pastor laid out this vision back in 2014.
Woo.
And that was our first Dream Girl event. And we just kept it going. We just kept the vision going. We kept it going for 10 years. And there have been highs and there have been lows, but the highs have been more than the lows.
Yes. And when I use the word a lot, it's not like, how some people saying you're doing this a lot, like it's just bad. And she's absolutely right. No, what I mean is that we have done a whole lot. A lot of lives have been touched with ours first.
Yes.
Ours first. It hit us first. And Overflow is truly a great name for this ministry, because it has the overflow. There have so many people, so many women, so many people have come through and really been touched by this ministry. And we have seen some girls really dream and make it happen throughout these years.
Yes. Including our president. So
including the president.
Yes. She said, don't take me lightly. Don't take her lightly.
God. That's like the hashtag God is good, y'all.
Yes. She has done some amazing things as well. Just amazing things. And it's been totally it's just been a beautiful ride. It just has been. And we're blessed. We're blessed. So let me just change up everything, because we're getting ready to go into our first dreamer for this year. It's our first dreamer of the year. Oh, by the way, you know what? Actually, one of our board members are on. I don't know if she's ready. Lori, are you ready for us?
She's ready. I'm gonna let her. Okay. Come on.
I'm not sure she's ready for us. There she is. She's ready.
Not yet. I'll be ready though.
Okay, she's not ready yet. That's okay. I want to make sure that everybody is seen and heard today for what we are doing. All right, so let's get started. I can't believe this. It's our first Dreamer of 2023. And let me tell you something. Whenever we have anybody, they just stick with us, because not that we're so wonderful, but yeah, we wonderful. We're just wonderful that way. They stick with us, and so I know that a lot of people can attest to that. They just stay with us. We just kind of hang with them and you know, follow them through their journey, and it's been a blessing. So there's nothing different from this one. This is one of our young dreamers. I had a pleasure of meeting her when she was still I think a teenager. Now she's a whole woman. I hate when people say that, like, is she going to be half a woman? No, but it's just amazing to see these young people grow, and it's just awesome. So let me introduce you to our first dreamer. My stewardship journey, it helps people protect and grow their money by aligning their values and financial goals. Wait a minute, before I even continue, go grab a pen and paper right now. Get a pen, a pad, a journal, a book, whatever it is that you need to write this stuff down. Go get it now while I finish reading this her bio. Okay. So she started her financial coaching business to reflect both her passions and her skill set, personal finance and education. Her journey to becoming a financial coach was inspired by her own journey with money. Well, don't we all have one? She was raised in a low-income single-parent home within a middle-class community. She grew up both curious and frustrated with the socioeconomic differences in communities just 2 zip codes away from one another, where she lived versus where she went to school. And I know being a New Yorker, that is reality for us. Pastor always said, the rich and the poor live together. So her desire to learn and make different money decisions attracted mentors and visual examples of what building wealth in peace, come on, pastor's talking about the connection of peace and prosperity, okay? Clarity and confidence, and what confidence looks like. At first, in her immediate family, as the first in her immediate family to graduate college, she paid off her student loans in full. Come on, girl. Purchased her first home and is on track to be a millionaire. Come on, she is a millionaire with the option to work well before the age of 65. She aims to help other Black and brown professionals experience this too. Through her financial coaching business, My Stewardship Journey, she helps clients make better financial money decisions with fewer regrets. She aims to create a world where people live more intentional and fulfilling lives as a result of how they think, speak about, and manage money. She doesn't want it to be the nasty little word that we all say. She started her financial coaching business to reflect both her passions and her skill set, personal finance and education. She is an educator by profession. She holds 2 Masters of Arts in Teaching degrees from Wilmington University and Relay Graduate School of Education. Currently under her program oversight, she prepares teachers entering the profession to earn their MAT degree and certification to build a world where every student has a clear path to fulfilling life. May I please be the first to bring to you from the Dream Girl Women's Fellowship Dream Girl 2023 pop-up shop. May we please introduce you to Miss Autumn Green. Woo! Give it up, give it up, give it up. much. I'm going to pin you because I want everybody to see your beautiful face. This
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for hanging with us, being with us. I'm checking in the chat to see, I see some people. I'm pretty sure they belong to you. And we just wanted to say hello to all of them. So you're muted. Come on in and give us a shout.
Hello, everyone. First Lady Paula, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to just greet your people and be in this space. Thank you, Pastor Billy, as well. Much love to both of you. Thank you for pouring into me from very young age and where I am now. You've played a role in the work that I do. So thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. Praise God. Praise God. Yes, it was all those many years.
Indeed.
Yes, loving on the youth. That was so important to us. We love young people. This is amazing. This is amazing. So listen, let's just get started on what you going to say to us, because we have time. We got time, girl. We got time. And by the way, we also have some viewers watching on YouTube as well. And if you need to let somebody know that we're on and they do not have Facebook, please tell them to go to our YouTube channel, Overflow Live with the exclamation point. Okay, and they will find us there. And I know that we will have some busy chatters during this particular live. So let's get started. Let's talk about this journey. Let's talk about this journey. What so we read your bio and we see why you started this particular journey, and we see how it prompted you to push, but how it seems for me, it seems like such a big task, but I know you could do it. Such a big task, because when we talk about finances in our communities, people tend to do the timeout button. So how do you push forward with that?
I push forward with that by starting with the question. For me, it always starts with a mindset shift. And part of what I do with the people that I work with, we start with holistic transformation, and that starts with your mindset. People who are resistant to conversations about money may have had experiences with money that have created that resistance, right? And so I always start with a question, and I lead with curiosity rather than like, you should, you shouldn't, that creates more tension for people. And it sort of proves them right. Like, well, that's why I don't want to talk about money, because look at how you're bantering me right now, right? But if you start with curiosity, if you lead with a question that'll push somebody to think about something in a different way that they had never considered, that opens up so much more opportunity, because you've been intentional about how you want to invite them to a world that they didn't even know that they didn't know existed. So that's the work that I do.
That's amazing. That is spot on. Asking the right questions, the right questions, so that people could begin to think. They need to begin to think about why you're doing these things. I often think of myself, like, why did I do this in this way? Why didn't I think of it another way? I just said today on the live, as we were introducing you, I even had to I even look at insurance differently. For years, I was kind of just doing the insurance thing, just throwing money into this thing that I didn't realize really wasn't benefiting me until I did the research. And now I'm wiser, saying, no, insurance actually should benefit you. It's not just, oh, you got some insurance when you die. No, this is bigger than that.
Right.
So, what was your biggest inspiration, to do this journey? What's your biggest inspiration right now?
Yeah. Two people in particular. My biggest inspiration, my grandmother, who I never met, and my mother. And so my grandmother, my mom's mom, essentially, her name is Pearl Robinson. I never got to meet Pearl Robinson, but she was something else. And the stories that I hear about her and how what she started actually led to the birth of my stewardship journey to this day is just I know that she lives on the inside of me, and the work that she started,
Oh,
I
wow.
am here on this earth to continue, maybe not
Oh,
finish,
wow.
but I know I'm here on this earth to continue. And so Pearl Robinson, let me tell you a little bit about her.
Yeah.
You know, born in the 1920s, around the Great Depression era. But she worked her way up as a seamstress, you know, in New York City in the 1950s, worked her way up as a seamstress to be able to eventually like own assets, own real estate. Mind you, she's coming from a low income community, working as a seamstress, single mom, right? Like she's raising her 2 kids, and she is building wealth, right? She's starting something. And that's what led to me being able to be raised on the Upper West Side,
Oh,
which
wow.
is a fairly, you know, middle class neighborhood, but
Mhm.
still be living in a low income home. And so I was able to see like the difference between, okay, my environment has so much access, but the household that I live in doesn't necessarily reflect that much access that I see in the environment that I live in. And so the assets that Pearl built up, I benefited off of, right?
Oh,
And then there
wow.
were some assets that I didn't actually get to experience because they just didn't make it to my generation. And I came to know this as an adult, but it sparked a curiosity in me of like, why is that? Why is it that she started something and it's not lasting for generations,
It
right?
fell short. Yeah.
It fell short, right? And so for me, when I think about the legacy that I want to build, not only do I want to continue the work that Pearl Robinson started for my family, but I want to continue to experience and expose other people to that too for their family as well, to ensure that we can build wealth with clarity, with confidence, and with the right tools and the knowledge, and we can ensure that it lasts for generations to come, so long as we continue to pass that knowledge down to our, you know, the people that come after us. It's not just money. It's not just the money. It's the knowledge.
Absolutely. Ooh, come on. It's not just the money, it's the knowledge. That was good. That's a good quote, guys. It's not just the money, it's the knowledge. You know, and we're, you know, Christians, and we come from a ministry that teaches us faith and prosperity and good success. And it would kind of bother me because people would say that do not understand that. They would say stuff like, oh, you know, these prosperity ministries, just the pastor's rich. But I have witnessed people within the ministries also flourishing. And I think a lot of that has a lot to do with, like you said, having that knowledge about your finances first. And I think a lot of our ministries that we kind of fall under, they taught us that. They taught us the real reason why you are prosperous,
Right.
why you should have that good success. So that's a key thing that you said, to just, it's not just about the money, it's about the knowledge. And that's amazing. That's amazing. So I'm going to ask those, if you're online and you have any questions, go ahead and put them into the chat. We're going to read them off in the chat. And of course, my wonderful board, they're watching the chat as well to see what kind of questions we have for Autumn. I will read one here. And I do believe that is somebody that is you. Well, one person says, she's inspirational. Congratulations on all her success. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. And then someone else said, my stepsister makes $13,000 a month. She retired, has no debt, no mortgage, no kids. Where should she focus her money? And what's a reasonable amount of money to keep in a bank account? That was from Simone Woodson. So did you need me to read that again, or?
Yeah, one more time for me. Thank you.
Sure. All right. So it says, and hold on, I just gotta meet somebody. Okay. My stepsister makes $13,000 a month. She's retired, has no debt, no mortgage, no kids. Where should she focus her money, and what's a reasonable amount of money to keep in a bank account?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
That is a good question. And I'll start by saying it depends. It depends. I would never give someone a cookie cutter answer without understanding more about their context. So I would want to know, like, What are her expenses? Yes, she earns $13,000 a month, but how much is she spending a month, right? I would also want to know, what are her goals, right? What does she want for her life? Because some of us may want to continue to just stay at that same income. Some of us want time freedom. Some of us want different things in terms of what our rich life looks like. Like for me, I know part of my rich life, like I want massages once a month. I want to be able to have work to be an option well before
Talk about it, girl. Talk about it.
right? Like, so that's my rich life. So I would say, one, like, what are her expenses so that we understand what's her actual cash flow? Like, how much disposable income does she have? But then really, like, what are her goals, right? Because we should be intentional. I always tell people I work with, intentionality creates opportunity. And so if you're not intentional with your money, you're going to miss out on opportunities left and right. Right. And so, get a clear vision of what your rich life looks like. We're talking physical health, mental health, relationships, career, all of that. What does that look like for you? What are you doing if money wasn't an issue in those different areas of your life? And that should be the guide for how your money should be spread, right? I would say generally in the personal finance space, it is recommended to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in cash. And that's just an emergency fund, a typical emergency fund. But again, it's 3 to 6 months, right? And so whether you're on the end of 3 months versus 6 months, it all depends on your context, right? How stable is your job? Is there a 2 income household versus a 1 income household? What are your expenses like? How stable is your income? All of those things play a role. And so, yeah, have a cushion for sure. But the rest of your money should be working for you, right? I always tell people that I'm working with as well, like, save money don't make no money. Invested money does, right? If you're saving money, that's for protection. If you're saving money, that could be for some of your financial goals. But if your goal, right? Because going back to what are your goals? If your goal is to create generational wealth, if your goal is to create more money, you have to put it in vehicles that allow for that compound growth. And that's investing.
Yes. So there goes the very tricky word, investing. And I noticed that a lot of Black women particularly are very nervous when it comes to investing. We can have some cash. I know I've done it. I'm gonna tell myself I've had some cash, and I was like, well, I want to invest it. And the first thing that I got was, oh, you don't have enough to invest. And I'm like, but I want to do something with it.
Lies. Whoever said that.
Lies. All right, come on, debunk the lies.
Yeah, I mean, invest, right? You have more to gain, everything to lose when you don't. Think about it. Like, inflation is working against you. There are so many, especially with the media, right? Like, we are taught in the media, like, all the reasons why we shouldn't invest, but nobody sits to question the reason why we should invest, right? We're told all the reasons why we shouldn't invest. Oh, you shouldn't invest because the stock market is crashing. Oh, it's COVID. Oh, this company is crashing. Oh, this new investment vehicle is going to teach you how to make money in a day. Oh, you should trade. You should do these things. Not to say those things are bad, right, but think about the narrative that's being told. It's all negative things. But how is it that some people are actually making money in the stock market? How is it that some people are successful, right? But it goes back to the question. We have to teach our people how to ask questions. Question what's happening. Because if it's working for some, why can't it work for you?
That's right.
Right? And so I teach people the benefits of investing, because not too many of us know the benefit. We know a lot about the drawbacks, but what are the benefits of investing, right? A lot of us can't even visualize what investing can do for us. I mean, there are investment calculators on Google. You could Google an investment calculator. If you were to put $500, right, every month, if you were to invest $500 every month, and it would yield a return of 8% every year over 30 years, what could that turn into? You could actually visualize that for yourself.
Yes.
Right. But nobody has not to say nobody, but a lot of people don't have the tools and the resources to be able to see the benefits of investing. And that's what I teach. Like, invest. You have more to gain than you have to lose.
Yes. That's good. That's good. Okay, the questions are rolling. You ready for these? The questions are rolling along. All right, let me get back into the chat. That was so good. I'm writing. So if you see me kind of like bending down and doing stuff, it's because I'm writing. She's dropping some really good things here. Okay, first one was, if we had an extra $10,000, what would you do with it to double it? There we go. If you had an extra $10,000, what would you do with it to double it?
If I had an extra $10,000,
Right.
directed at me.
Let's just say if a person, including you, had an extra $10,000, what would you do to double
Yeah.
it?
So first thing I would do is tithe. Period.
Oh my gosh.
Tithe.
Okay. I need to calm down. Okay.
Tithe. And for me, it's tithing out of obedience, it's tithing out of love, but it's tithing out of gratitude too.
Yes.
Like I tithe because I'm grateful for all the things that God has given me. And when we talk about stewardship, like my stewardship journey was founded from the word stewardship, which is like the management of your resources, your time, your money, your relationships, all of it, managing it all wisely and with excellence. And what better way to honor a gift, a $10,000 gift, than to give it back to the one who gave it to you? Because I believe everything that we're given on this earth is a gift, no matter the size, right? But how we manage those gifts determine how much more is given unto us. And so, one, I'm tithing.
Okay.
The second thing that I'm doing is I'm also living out a part of my rich life now. I'm going to spend a little bit of it.
Okay.
A little bit of it.
Okay.
That may be a vacation, because that's a part of my rich life, right? I envision myself traveling across the country, living in different places. I love Asia in particular. Thailand is like a place that I would love to live, but I love my mother more, so I can't be that far from her. But I would travel. And the rest, I put it in a stock market. I put it in an index fund, set it and forget it, and let it do what it does.
Wow. That's good. That's good. I'm writing, guys. I told you guys, get your pen and your paper, because she's dropping so much right now.
And actually, First Lady, what you just said made me actually think about this, because some people might be like, what? You would spend that? What? How you going to double it if you're going to spend that? A part of, like, when we think about why we earn money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we earn money? We earn it to eventually benefit from what it can bring us, right?
Hello. Yes.
But why is it that some of us wait? Why do we wait 50, 60 years and work our behinds off all these years and never enjoy what money has to bring?
I agree.
And then when we reach that age, right, when it's actually time to retire, we struggle to spend, because all those years we didn't build that muscle of spending and enjoying what money has to give. And so I teach people, like, strike that balance. Yes, go for the bag, right? Get the bag, but also enjoy what money has to bring you, but also spend in alignment, right? So for me, I'm very clear on what's important to me. Travel is important to me. Time with my family and my friends is important to me. So I'm going to spend lavishly on those things, and other things I'm going to cut I'm going to cut, right? So like clothes, in this season in my life, clothes is not important to me. Right? Because I have 2 closets full. It's not important to me. It doesn't bring any, it doesn't fulfill me in any way. And so I'm not spending a lot of money on clothes. But when it comes to my family, when it comes to like travel, I'm going to spend.
I hear you.
That's what money is for.
That's what it's for. My mom always said, I've never seen a Brinks truck follow a hearse. And that's basically what we do. We hoard and hoard and hoard and say, we can't spend it. We can't spend it. We can't spend it. And then you, like you say, you can even get to retirement age, and then you may not be able, right. Or you may not be able to rip and run like you used to. Let's just be real. And so why not enjoy your life now? Yeah. Why not enjoy that now? The Bible says that he gives us all things richly to enjoy now. We have abundance now. We have all of these things now. We're not waiting for by and by. We have it now. Right. So that's good. That's good. Come on, she's gonna free somebody today. Loosen up, loosen up. All right. Another question. What would be the best way to invest disposable income?
Best way to invest disposable income. And I'm assuming when they say disposable income, that means after I have earned my money and spent it on all the things that I need to survive, I still have money left over.
Okay.
And I'm wondering how do I invest that money?
Okay.
Best way.
I'm going to assume that's what they were meaning.
Yep, I am too. Yeah, the best way to invest it, I would say, for a beginner, because I work with people who are learning how to invest, learning the basics of investing. I would say put your money in a low cost index fund. Low cost index fund. Let me pull out a couple of pens and just visually show you all like the benefit to doing so. A lot of people, when they start investing, they'll go for that hot stock, right? Like that Microsoft or that Amazon. Yeah. Because those stocks are hot. And not to say that they're not, but if you put all your money in that one stock and that one stock goes down, which it will, right? Because it's not a matter of if, but when.
But when, yeah.
The stock market is volatile. That's a part of the journey. Yes. But if you put all your money in this one stock and that one stock goes down, that's all your money.
That's it. Yes.
And another thing is too, you actually don't lose out on money until you actually sell. And a lot of people, when the stock value goes down, they panic and then they sell. And that's when you lose, when you sell. If you stay invested, you actually didn't lose anything. It's what they call a paper loss. But that's one piece.
Yeah.
What's beneficial? Yeah, right. What's beneficial about index funds, though, is that you own hundreds of thousands of stocks. So you have Amazon, you have Microsoft, you have Procter and Gamble, you have all these big companies in one fund, and your money is spread across all, so that when one goes down, your money is spread across so many others that you're not even going to feel that hit too crazy.
Okay.
And that's called diversification.
I'm writing.
Yes, note takers are money makers.
Yes, our crew knows we walk with our journal everywhere we go.
Yeah.
All right. That was so good. Okay. I'm gonna get back to that one. How do you clear up your bad credit if you are living from check to check? I thought that was really a good question we wanted to hear. I'm going to go back to the question before that, but that one was so wow.
Yeah. First, you have to understand where you are, right? Like, start with a 10,000 foot view of where you are. And when I say that, I'm talking about net worth here. So your assets minus your liabilities. How much do you have in assets? And we're not just talking about cash. We're talking about valuable property, other valuable items. You could even Google a net worth calculator. There's plenty online.
Okay.
But calculate your net worth so you understand where you are first. The second thing I would say is understand the cost of your debt. Because yes, you are in debt, but there's also a cost that is accruing every single moment of every single second that you're in debt. There's a cost. It's called interest, right?
Oh, okay.
Understand that cost of that debt. Thirdly, you want to understand your expenses, right? If you're living check to check, what is causing that, right? Because that's not stewardship. That's not managing our money with wisdom and with excellence. We should be managing our money in a way that we do have enough to put to the side for a rainy day. We do have enough to live our rich life. We do have enough to do things outside of our bills. Mm-hmm. There is life outside of your bills. And if all you're doing is paying bills and you have nothing else left, it's either you're living above your means or you're not managing your money correctly. And so you have to understand where your money is going, right? So that you gotta pull out those bank statements, right? What are those transactions looking like? How much are you spending on needs versus wants? How much are you actually saving? So you understand the breakdown of those things. And then lastly, get a plan, a budget. Yes, a budget. I said the word.
I know.
Intentionality creates opportunity. I know that word can be, you know, triggering for some people, right? Because it for some people, they hear restriction when they hear budget. But if you're budgeting correctly, you should feel intentional. You should feel creative. You should feel vision. What you feel is restriction. You're not budgeting correctly.
Yes. Did you guys hear that? I'm listening to her and it's like soaking in. Like, what did she just say?
And I'm speaking from experience because I've been in debt.
Yeah.
I've operated without a budget. I've been there and it did not serve me well. But it was once I stopped and I questioned, why isn't it serving me well?
Yeah.
That things started to shift. I had to put myself in rooms with people who were doing it well. And guess what? There were people in my close-knit circle. Nobody around me was doing it well. So I had to step outside of my environment to find people who were doing it well. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to get on YouTube and become friends with somebody across the world who you don't know, but they're doing something that you need, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that you need. You got to step out of your environment if you want to learn something new sometimes.
Absolutely. 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 You can't be the smartest one in the room.
Yeah, that's a problem if you are.
Yeah. Huge. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Okay. I'm absorbing. I'm sucking this all in. Wow. Okay. Somebody on YouTube said, where would you invest $50,000? So we went from $10,000 to $50,000. No, we getting to be balling now.
Sure. Same. Low cost index funds.
Index funds. Low cost index funds.
Set it and forget it. I'm for me personally, I'm looking to step away from exchanging my time for money. And so I have to put my money in vehicles that can remove the concept of having to exchange my time for money.
That's good.
Right? If I have to take that money and do something in order to get more money, I want to be able to make money in my sleep. And that's what index funds create. Now, I will say there's value. If you got $50,000, there's value in upgrading your skill set, right?
Yeah.
Upgrading your skill set can create more money for you.
Yeah.
And that can create more time freedom. So that's another way to think of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But put your money in vehicles that's going to give you a return that is not directly correlated to time. Like the more time you put in, the more money you get. Like it's absent of time.
It's almost like I heard you kind of say to also invest in yourself. When
100%.
you said sometimes you have to invest in something else, like your skill set. And so maybe you have to invest in you to see that bigger growth.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've learned as an entrepreneur is like, you know, every seed produces after its own kind. And so as an entrepreneur, if you have not paid the price that you're asking people to pay you, it's not giving. Like the math isn't mathing,
The
right?
math isn't mathing.
The math isn't mathing. Like you asking for this, but you've never paid that. You never paid that amount to get in the room. You never paid that amount to develop yourself. So how can you ask the universe or God, Jesus, to give that back to you?
Amen. 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 Right. Right. Absolutely. Luke 6:38. That's right. That's right. That's so good. Okay. We're absorbing, folks. We're absorbing. I know I am. I don't know about anybody else. I'm absorbing because I never feel like I've arrived. Okay.
That's what keeps people wealthy.
Yes.
Lady, right? Like that mindset of like, I have never, it's a journey. It's never a destination. There's
Yeah.
always more to learn.
Yes.
There's always room to grow. But if once you start getting complacent,
Yes.
you start missing out on opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's funny because so my husband always laughs at me, and probably everybody else does, because I'm a talker in a sense. I'm a little reserved, like I don't say much to certain people, but when I get started, I'm a talker, not because I just want to talk, but I'm always trying to gain information. Like, because what happens is that we all too often keep information to ourselves. And that is not cool for me. And so I'm always like, so what, I mean, not the age-old question of, well, what do you do for a living? Not that, but what drives you? Like, I want to hear, like, when I start hearing keywords, then I start digging a little bit more, because now I want to know, how did you get to where you are? Mm-hmm. And that's either good or bad. Mm-hmm. Because I may be talking to somebody who's like some completely not in where they're supposed to be. And I feel like if I can just share this information, maybe it'll spark something in you to want to do better, and vice versa. They may say something to me and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, back up. What did you just say? And now I want to dig some more. So we have to learn how to stop being so closed-minded and kind of crab in the barrel type mentality, where we just want to keep all the information for ourselves and we don't want to share it. And that's another reason why we do this Dream Girl. It's for this. It's so that people can get the information, and then we can all grow. We want to see everybody win. I mean, at the end of the day. Right. So this is awesome. Okay. Are you available to sit down and speak to help with someone who needs to put together a budget portfolio to help with getting out of debt? Well, we were going to ask you this question at the end anyway, so let's get started.
Yeah.
How did we get to you?
Yeah, of course. So I have a journey that I ask people to go through in order to get to the point of making the decision to work with me, because one thing I realize is that I'm not for everybody, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Right.
That's
and so I want to make sure that people who decide to work with me have, one, learned from me before making that decision. For me, it's about education. For me, it's about empowerment. For me, it's about exposure. And so I want you to feel like I want you to experience learning with me. I want you to experience a journey with me before making a decision. Okay, Autumn, you're the person I want to sit down and coach me. And so for me, one thing that I offer just to get people in the room is a free webinar. I teach a free webinar. I actually have one coming up on December 7th. It's titled 3 Secrets to Design Stability and Wealth Beyond Your Paycheck. It's an hour long, but that's just a way to just get in the room and just get some free gems, right? 3 action steps that you could take starting that day, regardless of how much money is in your bank account, regardless of where you are in your financial journey. 3 steps you could start taking that day. And from there, I start to share a little bit more about other offers that I have, so that, we can build up to that point.
Okay. And you said, is the webinar free, or is there a cost?
It's a free webinar.
That's fantastic. I just, so that I want to make sure that it gets into the chat. May you say that once again, and my awesome board members, they're going to throw that into the chat so that people have that information. And even a way to get you, maybe even a website, since you said it's a webinar. So would you throw that in there? And that's December the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. There it is.
Yep.
I got it. All right. This is awesome. This is awesome, guys.
I would say also follow me on social media. If you are on social media, I'll drop those links in the chat as well too. Like, all right, get a feel for my vibe, the information that I'm teaching, right? Does it resonate with you? Are you taking action on those things, right? Because I don't work with people who don't take action.
Yeah.
Wasting both of our time. Like, I'm working with people who are willing and ready to take action to see different results. And so those are my handles there in the chat as well.
Okay. I am.
Follow me, get some additional free gems on top of the webinar as well.
Awesome. Okay. I'm just trying to get my life together over here to make sure that is not, I know what I'm doing here is not it. So I have to delete that one. That's what I get. Okay. Scratch that one, guys. I'm gonna see if this one works. For whatever reason, it's not giving me that piece of information, but that's okay. I'll get it together. In just a second, I'll try to send it over to, actually, you know what? I think Lori may be on. If she's on, check the chat for me and see if you can get that in. And we want to dump that into the chat so that I'm not wasting time trying to get that on there for you guys. So it's in the chat, and Adele or Dr. Cece, if any of you are on, check in the chat and then just drop that into Facebook if you can. All right, and if not, I'll make sure that I'll have the chat, and I'll make sure that that's on our page and everywhere. I'll make sure everybody has that. All right, let's see, where are we? Okay, first off, I am really hot, and that is part of my journey right now. Okay, here we go. Someone says, how do you buy a house if you only have, is that $5,000? Okay, that's a question.
How much? So one thing that I would ask that person is, how much does it cost to purchase the home that you are looking at?
True. Right? Yes.
You have 5,000, but what is required?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that answer would help that person determine whether that is possible or not.
Right. Because I think that people are in a space. Y'all have to pray for me. Excuse me 1 minute. And somebody gonna have to get me something. Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's my journey. Okay.
You excited? So, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Okay. I think the reason why people feel that way is because it just seems so difficult to see your way when because you want to, you don't want to rent forever. You know what I mean? You don't want to rent forever.
But why?
But you do want to, right? Like why? Right. But when you see this $5,000, you're kind of like, I don't have enough to buy a house. Okay, well, okay, wait, let me fix that. I live in New York and I don't have enough to buy a home. And I think that's where that may be coming from, that thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
what does that home represent for you? Right? Like, why a home? What's wrong with renting? Right? I think we are conditioned sometimes to believe that owning a home equals wealth. Does it? There's some people who are homeowners still living paycheck to paycheck and have no disposable income. Right? They're house rich, but they cash poor.
Okay.
So what is it about the home? What does that represent for you? Is it ownership? Is it freedom? Is it status? What is it?
Right.
I'll be honest. I am a homeowner, but I actually waited 2 years. Like I thought I was ready when I was ready, right? Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy my house. I still had student debt.
Okay.
I still had debt.
Yeah.
Still wasn't on a budget. And if I would have bought my home in the 2 years prior to when I thought I was ready, I would have been like house rich, cash poor. I would have had no money left over to enjoy the home. Imagine, right? You done bought this home, you're sitting in it, and now you can't even enjoy it because you have no disposable income.
Look, you said you can't even eat.
You can't even eat. Like, and I don't want that for you, friend. Right? I don't want that for you. And that's not to say the person who asked that question, that is their situation, but I would definitely do your research, right? There are programs, especially for first-time home buyers. There are programs that, you know, $5,000 you could get into a home, but also understand the cost outside of just that down payment, because it's so much more.
There is so much more.
It's so much more. That I saw a visual of like how rent, like the cost of your rent, that's the maximum that you'll pay. But your mortgage, your property taxes, and your insurance, that's the minimum that you'll pay. There's so much more that can be tacked on. You are the landlord, right? And do you understand those costs, right? When that hot water heater break, do you understand how much that costs?
Right.
Do you have the reserves to be prepared for that when it happens?
Right.
And if not, let's be in integrity with that, right? Let's steward what we have.
Yeah.
And be wise with what we have. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's a tough one because people want that freedom, that independence as well. But sometimes it's a little difficult when you can't see your way and you're like, I only have this, and I want to live in a home because you know, honestly, the thing that everybody says is, I don't want to keep making my landlord rich. And we hear that a lot. I'm making my landlord rich, but I'm still living, you know, like this. But I think we need to make the necessary moves to make it happen.
Yeah. Yes. When you're a homeowner, yes. Do you pay your mortgage and you build equity? Sure. But can you cash out that same day if an emergency happened to get that money out your house?
Absolutely not.
No. So like, yes, you do have equity as a homeowner.
Yeah.
Does it also fluctuate? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You can have $20,000 worth of equity today, and tomorrow it can go to zero because of the real estate market, right? Like, things fluctuate. But if you don't have a cushion, a foundation in place to be able to handle the cost of those things,
you're
building incorrectly, and you're actually moving in the opposite direction of what you truly desire, which is control, which is freedom. Right? If you want freedom, you want control, you have to have the right foundational principles in place.
Right. Right. I guess you would say it's better for me, if need be, if I live and I can afford my rent and I'm eating and I'm doing everything I have to do, and I have disposable income and I have my 3 to 6 months of emergency cash and everything is going well, you're actually in a good place.
Do you, right? I mean, what you just described to me is I can do what I want to do. Right. When I want to do it. Is that not freedom? Is that not control?
Is that freedom and control? Yeah, absolutely.
I think sometimes we're so fixated on the way it needs to look that we actually forget about what is it that we're after.
Okay.
We're after the look rather than what it feels like.
That's good. That's good. Wow.
If my mortgage was $1 less than what I was paying in rent. Now, I don't live in New York City anymore, particularly for that reason.
Right.
I live in, hey, some New Yorkers don't, hey, relocating is not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, if my mortgage wasn't cheaper than my rent, I would have still been renting.
Okay.
Proudly.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I know what it could afford me.
Right. And again, I hear that as well. I hear that my mortgage is less than my rent. And I'm speaking for New Yorkers, of course, because we know what that looks like. You know, like, my mortgage is way cheaper than my rent. And so that vision of having that home seems more of what you want to do than anything else.
Yeah. And understanding the cost outside of the mortgage too. Right.
And then I also hear too, so for example, the whole relocation part as well, you know, I often hear sometimes too that it's relative. You may not be making as much as you were making here in New York, and then you're almost going to take a cut if it's possible. You may be taking a cut in pay because a cut in pay. So will you be able to afford something outside of New York? So I also,
you got to be a visionary, right? You got to let the numbers number instead of trying to figure it all out in your head. Because I think a lot of times, yeah, in your mind, it may seem like one thing, but there's always a gap between your perspective and reality. And if you have not sat down, crunched numbers, and actually see what it is, then you can't, it would be unfair to you to make a decision based on what you think it is in your head.
That's good. That's good.
Right? The cost of buying that home, what is the down payment? How much are you paying in interest every month over the how much are you paying in interest every month? How much are you paying in interest over the course of the 30 years that you're owning the home? Right?
Yeah.
What's the property taxes? What's the insurance on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's like 3 to 4% of the purchase price of that property? Do you have that amount sitting in reserves just in case an emergency happens in the home and you need to, you know, you're responsible for that?
That's good.
So those things are things to consider. But we don't know what we don't know, right?
Right. Right. Yeah. So bottom line is crunch those numbers.
Crunch those numbers.
And make a wise decision by looking at what you have versus and what you can do. So hopefully that we answered that question. There are so many. All right. I was scared to invest, but I jumped in, put faith over fear, and doubled my investment. I check once a month because the market is crazy right now. I know you have to write it out, and that is 100. 100.
Thank you for verifying.
Yes. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Write the vision, make it plain.
Yes. All right. We got a bunch of questions. Okay. What is the minimum amount of money one can use for investment? What's the minimum? We often hear that as well.
You can invest with as little as $1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard that, guys. You can invest with as little as $1. And I think we'll get into, I want to try to get some of these numbers, these questions out. I think we'll get into that as well, because I do believe that there are certain specific places that you can, that you would have to use to invest. And so we have to make that happen. Okay. Perfect. All right. Yes. Okay. That's cool. All right. Okay, let's see. Dropping those gems. I got that. Yes, my portfolio is diversified. Let's go.
Yes.
Get it.
Hear it.
Okay, I think we answered that question, which is better to rent or to buy a home. I think we answered that question.
Oh, let me add to that though. There are rent versus own calculators online, y'all. Like there's a rent versus buy you could literally, we're just talking about this, right? Visualize the numbers. You don't even have to create a formula yourself. There are calculators online. I think Smart Asset has one that you can literally crunch in the numbers, like the cost of the home that you want to buy and the cost of the rent that you're paying right now. And it'll literally spit out a result for you of like over 5 years, which one is economically better.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Thank you for dropping that. Smart Asset. I know our awesome ladies are dropping those things into the chat as we're talking. Okay. So this was actually the question I was gonna get to. We got one. Loving this financial wisdom. Autumn is dropping. Love that. Okay. Please explain to those who don't know how to invest in a low cost indexed fund. And I was absolutely going to get to that question. So yes, thank you, Simone.
Yeah. Where do I start? Well, you got to get in that room, get to that webinar, because that creates the foundation. I wouldn't be able to explain all of it in 15 minutes, but what I will say is a low cost index fund, you can think of it like purchasing a pre-lit Christmas tree. For those of us who like literally don't know how to shop, right? Let's assume you don't know how to shop. You don't know what to buy for a Christmas tree, but you know you need one. Would you rather purchase a pre-lit Christmas tree that has the tree, the ornaments, all the bells and whistles all in one? Would you rather purchase it all together in one, or would you rather spend your time figuring out where to get the tree, where to get the base, where to get the ornaments, where to get the lights, right? Like,
Star,
if you
yeah.
don't, right, especially if you don't have the skill set to know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
What makes the most sense?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-lit Christmas tree, or spend time trying to shop blindly? And so what I tell people is, like, as you're beginning, go for the pre-lit Christmas tree. Go for the pre-lit Christmas tree. Buy the whole market, right? Which is these index funds, right? Instead of having that one stock, you can have a whole bunch. And read, right? Read, invest. There's a great book out. It's called, I can drop this in the chat too. Boglehead's Guide to Investing. Great book.
One more time.
Boglehead's Guide to Investing.
She's just drama. If somebody's not on, you need to make them come on. Because I mean, she is dropping like bombs in here.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Oh my gosh. So it's Bogleheads. I'm going to actually type that in so that everybody could see that also on YouTube as well. This is crazy. Like, guys. All right. Well, I'm going to type that into the chat. But let's go in. All right. We got that webinar. We got the trend. Please. People. Okay. We got people feel like they're throwing their money away when they rent. Yeah. I know I do. I know I felt that way. We have true. That's why a lot of people relocate. Dr. Cece said, believe me, she's thinking about it. I don't know. We gotta talk about that. She signed up for the webinar. Let's go, Dr. Cece. Let's go.
Let's go. Action takers are money makers.
Yes, that's
right.
That's right.
That's the perfect reminder to anyone who's like sitting on this call. If there's questions that you still have about personal finance, and I've just shared an opportunity for you to learn more, why have you not signed up? Right? Ooh. Why have you not? Right? Why are you not seizing opportunity? It's literally right here. Why are you not signed up? Even if you can't make it on the 7th, guess what? You'll still be in the system and you'll get a notification for the next one. Right?
Yes.
Sign up.
Sign up. And it's free, like FREE, free. Like, what else more do you want?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is awesome. Okay. Let's see. So Dr. Cece say, a friend of mine just paid for a new roof, $12,000. Hits so that's okay. Let's see. Hit so that okay. So I think they were just making a mention that when you buy a home, that there are things that happen. Like this person got hit with having to get a new roof at $12,000, which actually is actually not that bad of a price. But anyway, these roofs, child. Okay.
That's just for the roof. Imagine hot water heater breaks at the same time.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What dollar investments? Okay. Someone asked what dollar investments. I guess they would like to know what that is, I believe.
Yeah. So you can invest with as little as $1 and purchase what they call fractional shares of certain. You could purchase stocks, which like I mentioned, for beginners, index funds are more diversified.
Okay.
And so you can purchase fractional shares within index funds with as low as $1.
Okay. I've always heard about that. And I always heard dollar investments, and I always heard penny stocks. So those are terms that I've always heard from people. Are sites such as Coinbase, E-Trade, etc. safe?
what do we mean when we say safe?
Good question. Simone, what do you mean by safe? Meaning if I invest, will my money still be there?
That's exactly why I asked that question, because when it comes to investing, there's a risk, right? There's a risk, and you need to understand that when you invest. And like I mentioned, with the stock market being volatile, there are ups, there are downs, but you only actually lose when you sell.
Right.
And so, are the platforms safe? They are platforms, right? They said Coinbase. What's the other one that they said?
Well, they just said etc. I'm assuming ECT. I don't know.
Or E-Trade. Was it E-Trade?
They said Coinbase, E-Trade, etc. I think they're saying etc. Like, I guess etc. meaning all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coinbase is more for like cryptocurrency. That's a platform more for buying and selling cryptocurrency, which is one type of asset. Whereas E-Trade is a platform that will allow you to trade more than just cryptocurrency. You're trading stocks, bonds, mutual funds, index funds. There's a wider variety of assets that you can trade. So you want to make sure that you understand what's available on those platforms and what you actually want to invest in.
Okay.
The more variety signals more diversification.
Okay.
And I share with folks, you want to definitely go for brokerage firms that have a history of serving their people for years and years on end, not these like hot new platforms that have only been in existence for 5 years. And you're putting all your money in this
I
platform.
was going to make a mention of that because you made a mention of cryptocurrency, and a lot of people, it's a lot of talk about that. Can you share a little bit about that? Your knowledge in that?
So I don't personally teach on cryptocurrency, and the information that I do teach around investing is not teaching people what to invest in, but what investing is and like what you should understand to be true about the different ways to invest. I don't tell people you need to invest in this mutual fund. Like that is, nope, I do not do that. But as far as, and the reason why I don't is because it's about education, right? Because if I tell you to do it, you'll always come back to me and ask what's the next play that you need to run.
Right. What's the next? Yeah.
Trusting yourself to do the research and figure it out on your own. I teach people how to do the research so that they can be empowered to figure it out on their own.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tracy Harper, she signed up for the webinar.
Tracy, hey!
I love it. I love it. This is so awesome. Is there any price for you after the webinar, after I've taken my journey with you? I know this is kind of a touchy subject, but what are your prices? Because now we're talking about people who are probably taking this course because they need to learn how to budget, how to manage, and that now this is a part of investing in themselves, right? So that which goes to that question that we had earlier, sometimes you just have to invest in yourself. What about pricing? You don't have to give us exacts, but about how much would we expect to be spending if we decide to take on my stewardship journey?
Yeah, so the free offer, right? That's the lowest ticket offer. But after that, there's an offer for continued learning. And that's within, couple $100 range, less than $300 range. And that's just like a course. You're learning, you're asking questions, you're getting a lot of information in a short span of time. From there, there's more intense, close proximity opportunities to work with me. And those range in, anywhere from like $5,000 to $15,000.
Okay. And I think that's reasonable for the wealth of information that you're sharing and giving. Because in
Listen,
all honesty, if I'm working this the way you're telling me to work it, then I'm making 15 to 20, 2,500, $3,000, I'm investing in my, I'm investing in doing my job.
yeah, the results don't lie. I actually had one of the young ladies that I work with, she just paid off her student loans in full, $7,000. I had another student in 10 months paid off $19,000 to the IRS, right?
Come
So
on.
like, and got a $30,000 raise at work. That's like $48,000 worth of results. So like, who wants that deal, right? Like you invest $15,000 in yourself and you get $48,000 worth of results. Who doesn't want that deal, right?
I'll take it. Me. I have so many questions. Okay, so another question I have is well, number one, I know Pastor, this is something that he has been wanting to do for a very long time, wanting to put in that finance piece within the ministry, because again, we teach on prosperity, we teach on wealth, we teach on all of these things, and we know that we need money to seek and save the lost. But how could you do that if your congregation is suffering? And notice that she said the first thing she will do is to tithe. So we're not leading you wrong here. We know that it works. Tithing works. However, at the end of the day, after you tithe, then you're still kind of like, well, I can't even say that. If you are a 365 tither, then you'll never run out.
Amen.
However, you must be good stewards. And this is why we have, that's why I believe that Autumn has this company. So we need to learn. Now we're working on our rich selves. Because you can gain a whole bunch of money and then squander it and be dumb and do something silly.
You didn't have the knowledge. You didn't have the skill set.
Because you didn't
or
have
you
the
paid
knowledge.
somebody to do it for you and they took it.
Have we not learned from countless celebrities?
Right.
Absolutely. And like she said, I mean, the knowledge is what we need in order to keep that wealth going. So we will definitely be talking to you because we want to bring this to bigger. We want to make this bigger. So we'll definitely be getting in contact with you with that, because I know that there's space for this to happen in the very near future. 2024, we're looking at to do a lot of things. So, gear up. We will most likely be contacting you. But my other question is, do you also work with younger people? Because I think that the young people, if they get that information now as they're young and they're vibrant and they're not even working, but they've got this information. Because listen, I wish somebody taught me at 13 and 15 and 18 and 25. I mean, we literally, fall into life. And that's probably maybe what happened when you talked about your grandmother. It's not that she probably built that, but how much involved were the kids to see what she did, her savvy way of making these things happen. I know for a fact, I can speak for myself. My mom has bought 2 homes and I was not in the process. So I'm like, well, how do you do this? But she didn't put me into the process. And so I think it's important for us to put our kids in the process, talk to our kids, get them involved, tell them, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how much money we're spending. This is what you have here. This is what we have here. This belongs to you. This belongs to us. You know what I mean? This is what you're supposed to do with it, because you don't want to let them go into life after and they don't have any of this knowledge, and somebody will take it from them easily if they don't have that information. So do you also work with our younger population?
Adjacently. So I'll say that I work with adults and I coach adults to be able to foster those conversations with their children, to your point. My target audience is working professionals, so people who are earning income and people who are about to step into earning income. So right now I'm running a program with recent college graduates, as well as those who are like still finishing up college. So we're talking juniors and seniors in college.
Okay.
That's the youngest that I'm working with currently.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's really about, to your point, like I've coached, married couples on how to have conversations with their children around money. I've invited single parents to, invite their children on the webinar with them, right? Like they should be a part of the process. And we do work through, like, how do you begin to have those conversations with your children? But me in particular, working directly with the children is not something that I am targeting at this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. But she's targeting us so we can get that information to our children. So that is important. That is important. It doesn't look like I have any other questions in the chat. Simone said that the book is on sale. I believe that is the Boggleheads book. It's on sale for $13.51.
Y'all better get that.
$13. I mean, come on now.
Really good read. Really good read.
This is fantastic. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. Last question? What's in store?
When you mean like what's in store, what do you mean? Like what's on the future horizon?
Yes, for my stewardship journey. What's in the future? What do you have? What's next?
Yeah, my vision for my stewardship journey is, one, to become a full-time entrepreneur. So right now I have a 9-to-5 job, right? I teach teachers, but my vision for the business itself is for me to be able to eventually go full-time with it and to market it to organizations, because I believe that organizations have the resources and the tools to be able to invest in their people. And because they invest in their people will be more productive, their people will show up better in the workplace. And so my goal is to really market it towards organizations that are serving working professionals who have not been taught this information. And I know that's gonna yield a great return in the workplace for these organizations and for the people that work in them.
That's awesome. I believe you'll do it.
Thank you.
Yes. I think we did answer that, Simone. The question is, are your fees for your services affordable? I think she did go through that. I know in the beginning, I know she has different platforms. So with regards to the fees, so I would suggest reaching out to Autumn. If you don't know her, I'm pretty sure you do, but if you don't, I would suggest reaching out to her, because I guess the bigger, the more robust that she has to go into finances with you, of course, the more it's going to cost. But again, it truly is an investment. It truly is an investment in you. And Simone said she signed up for the webinar. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love this. I love this. And thank you, Simone. This is awesome. Oh, I didn't see this one. Okay. I'm a teacher. What do you teach teachers? Okay.
Great question. I teach teachers how to teach. So we're talking general pedagogy, like classroom management, how to lesson plan, how to use data to drive your instruction in the classroom, how to build intentional relationships with your kids, how to really unpack your own perspective in the way that you show up in the world culturally, like examine your own biases and really speak to the ways in which that impacts your instruction in the classroom with your kids, because there's always an impact in your biases and how they impact the learning of your kids. So that's my favorite part of teaching, really helping teachers unpack their own experiences, because we are leaders, right? We are their leaders. We are their role models. And if we're not constantly working on ourselves and they're not seeing that modeled, what are we raising up, right? What are we raising up for the future generation? And so that's my favorite part of teaching, helping teachers explore themselves.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because I've had some that I wanted to be like, well, you have trauma, and why are you taking that out on me?
Ooh, can we talk about it? Projection. It's giving.
I love it. All right. So Tracy, she's going to reach out to you. And we have another one that's Autumn is on fire. I believe that. I
thank
know
you.
she is. She is on fire today. It's so much good information. Listen, you know how we are at the Dream Girl Women's Fellowship. You know we're not. I mean, how much longer are you going to sleep on us at Overflow Christian Center? I mean, we are going to make sure that you get the information that you need to win. And I believed that having Autumn start us to kick us off for the holiday season, it was important. Because sometimes we also overspend a little bit because we're trying to and I'm going to say guilty, because you want to show your appreciation, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. I always tell people, find creative ways to be a blessing to people. Make something, I don't know, bake a cake, something, if you can, some cookies, wrap it up, and if you don't have it. So sometimes we also have to learn how to be a little creative and what we offer people, and so that we are being good stewards over the money that God has blessed you with. So I thought it was important to have this conversation, or these conversations, right in the beginning of a holiday season. Take away the guilt and help you to manage. And I think that December 7th is coming, and that's going to be also great for you to jump in on that. Oh gosh, there's so many other questions that we have. Golly, but we're going to absolutely have to have you. I know Pastor would definitely want this, because it's something that he always talks about and always said he wants to put as an implement at Overflow Christian Center. And I believe that you are well equipped to assist us in getting to that next level in what we need to do.
Thank you, First Lady.
You're welcome. We're so proud of you. And I know I am. I'm always talking about my girls. They were a bunch of girls that were at, we first met at Crenshaw, and I'm always talking about my girls. And so Autumn was absolutely one of them. I'm always checking on her. I'm always asking. I think her mom knows. I'm like, how's Autumn?
Yep, Mama's here. Mama's here.
Hi, Mama. Hello, Miss Deb. Miss Deborah's fantastic. She's waving at us. You guys can't see. Let me see if I can actually hit that so you guys can see everybody now. And like I said, she is waving at us. Hold on, let me just all right, hopefully you can see her waving. There she is. She's waving at us. Oh, Miss Deb, we love you. Thank you. Your daughter is amazing, but you already know that. You already know that, and we're so grateful and so thankful. Like I said, I'm enjoying watching these beautiful young ladies just blossom, and Autumn absolutely is one of them who has blossomed. And look at us, we're taking advice from her now. How about that? I love it. I love it. So Autumn, thank you so much. And thank you to my stewardship journey. If you have any further questions, I do believe that we have it in the chat. Hopefully you wrote down all of that wonderful information. But you know that here at Dream Girl and Overflow, you can always look on our social media pages. We always make sure that we put that out there to everybody, and so that you have a way to reach back out to our entrepreneurs if you have any questions or if you need to gain any information. And remember that webinar, December the 7th, free. If it's free, it's for me. So make sure you jump on that. We have a bunch of kudos from the chat. There's clapping. There's thank you so much for joining, and special thanks to our wonderful Dream Girl leadership. And of course, thank you, Autumn, for your sharing your knowledge and wisdom. And Nikki said, amazing job. Oh, I said the other name, Adele. And Miss Gwen said, thank you, Autumn. This is vital information since it's not readily available to us. And that is the honest truth. As Black and brown people, it's just not readily available to us. And so thank you for taking this on. And you are blessed.
Thank you. I'm gonna go live my rich life with my family. We're about to go out to eat, get something real good.
I love it.
Goes back into the weekday. So
yes.
thank you for having me. I can't wait to see what this future partnership brings in service of your congregation and your people. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you, Pastor Billy, for allowing me to have this space. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, my dreamers, tell me that was not absolutely fantastic. Dr. Cece, what you got? What you got?
I can't do it.
I know.
I can't do it. I just, well, I signed up for December 7th. Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I signed up too.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Lori.
Hi.
Yes, we take action over here.
Yes. I signed up.
That was good.
Yeah.
What's that?
That was real good.
I have 2 pages worth of notes.
Me too. Me too.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to type. I'm trying to write. I'm trying to listen. I got a lot of stuff written down though.
Oh, Adele signed up. She said it too late, but hopefully Autumn heard that. Adele is signed up. Woo! Guys, come on, sign up, sign up, sign up. I'm excited to see what she offers. Yes, Simone, I know it would be a blessing. Sign up, sign up. If you're on, sign up. It's free. I mean, gosh, what else more can you expect and or want?
Right.
Sign up and get that information. And then that way you start your journey at living your rich life. Amen.
And I will say this, because over time, I've invested in so many different people and information and coaching and this and that. And what we can already see with my stewardship journey with Miss Autumn is the foundation that she has built her, this business on, what she's built this on. And there was a time when I really didn't look at that. I was just looking at, well, what kind of results can I possibly get with this person? Or how much is it going to cost me? But when you hear, like, she's already, what she says when the question was presented, what would you do with $10,000? And the first thing she said is tithe. Well, that's, we can't, that's kingdom stuff. Like, this is kingdom business. And so why would we not at least get on that webinar? Yes. Get in, and see how far we can go personally. And like you said, even with the church, I mean, you already, you know what she's standing on. Yeah. And so why not? Because I've become more aware. Yeah. Of where I'm getting my information from, what I'm investing into. Yeah. And what their foundational principles are. So that was amazing to me. It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like you said, you have to invest in yourself. Yeah. You have to invest in yourself. Yeah. And I think that this free webinar and everything that's, we're doing, it's investing in you. Yes. Getting you to the next level. And that's what it's all about, making wise decisions. I love the fact that she said, what does it look like to you? To you. What does it look like to you? Yeah. It can't be what it looks like that you see somebody else. No, right. But what does it look like to you? What is that peace? And I love that. She talked about peace, and that's exactly what Pastor's talking about. Your prosperity is linked to peace. Yeah. It's hand in hand. And so that it was so good. Yeah. Yeah. And she really, I can't wait to see what God has in store for her as she continues to grow this. Yeah. Because when you think about it, it's just like she didn't mind saying, well, why not rent? If renting, and the perspective that she gave was so different from that traditional lane that, a lot of people, the quote unquote # American dream, with the whole house versus rent.
Mhm.
She really gave us such an interesting perspective on that and such a different take on it. And so yeah, I'm really excited for her.
Yeah,
I'm really
me
excited
too.
for her, and I'm excited to see what how this webinar, even with the webinar December 7th, how that's gonna go.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
Yes. We had a couple of little thoughts here. One is knowledge is power, and we all want to make we want to make money, I believe, while we sleep, which is true. And we also need multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income is everything. And you are not lying, Simone. Yes, multiple streams of income is it's everything. That's what we're taught. Pastor said, so she will have to come to the Lifestyle of Faith conference. He's cooking up something, guys.
Okay.
I love it. And then Simone says, scared money don't make money. You better go ahead, girl. That's right. Scared money don't make money. That's right. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for spending some time with us today. We're going to start heading out. But before we head out, we're going to let you know that we will be back with you next Sunday. We have another of our dreamers that's coming on next week. Let me get my life together because I want to make sure that I say the right people. Here we go. So next week is the 3rd, December the 3rd, and we have such a treat for you guys next week. Another one of our entrepreneurs will be coming on with us next week, and it will be Drini Beauty will be on next week. Yes. Woo. We'll be running that commercial and running that as soon as possible. Thank you, Simone. Thank you for coming. We're going to be running that commercial. So make sure you guys are here. Join us next week for Drini Beauty. Well, actually, it's Dream Beauty. I keep saying Drini Beauty because that's what we call her. But it's Dream Beauty. And that is our celebrity makeup artist who has their own brand. And so they will be with us next week. I'm actually wearing her eyeshadow today. I don't know if y'all can see that, but trust me, I will be hooked it up to next week. I'm going to be all hooked it up. Anyway. So yes, be with us next week on the 10th. The 3rd. And we're also going to have one of our former entrepreneurs, not former, but past or previous Dream Girl entrepreneurs come in and share with us what they have going on for this holiday season. So don't miss it. Don't miss this awesome time that we have. And we bring these pop-up shops to you to be a blessing to you in this season and in this time. And so we want to make sure that you guys are on. Any last words, ladies, before we tell everybody good night?
Just look out for us. Keep watching. Make sure that you first of all, did they subscribe to the YouTube page? Did everybody subscribe to the YouTube page?
That's important.
Okay. How does it go? I can't do the Victoria voice.
I know. What is it? Like, subscribe. And, I messed up. Make sure
Victoria
and subscribe. She's taking a shower because she got school in the morning. Thank you, Gwen. Gwen signed up. That's awesome.
Yes, like, subscribe, and hit the the notification.
Turn on your post notifications.
There we go. Do that.
Yes, do what Victoria says every week. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you subscribe. We would love for you guys to hang out with us. Even on Overflow Live. So there's no excuse. You can absolutely go there and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our absolutely exciting times that we have here at the Overflow. Y'all sleeping on us way too much. Lori, anything? I don't know if they can see you, but they definitely can hear you. Anything you got, Lori, before we hit the road?
No, just join us next week for more. That's all.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I do believe we are done. See you guys next week. I don't have a goodbye, nothing. We're just going to sign out and be gone. Hey, Gina. Yes, matter of fact, that's coming up too, but we'll say that one next week. But thank you so much, Gina, for joining us. You'll be hearing from her soon. All right. So God bless you guys. Have a blessed evening. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us here at The Dream. Oh, wait. Yes. The Dream Girl Women's Fellowship Virtual Pop-Up Shop. And remember,
it's never
too
Too
late
late to dream.
to dream.
to dream. Yay! We love you guys. Have a good
Love
night.
you. Good night.
Good night, all.